everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte, the music store in Utrecht, the Netherlands. And today we are taking a look at a very cool acoustic guitar, a Taylor acoustic, which is not all that common because we are not a Taylor dealer. So if you do get one in like used, pretty cool. And this is a very cool one, also actually a limited edition one at that. This is a Taylor 614 CE from the year 2002, limited edition. And I'm pretty sure that the reason that this is limited edition, or what makes this limited edition, is because we've got some flamed maple back and sides. All solid, of course. Really cool guitar, very beautiful, and also really fantastic playing and sounding. So yeah, let's dive into the specs. So this being a 614, this really kind of like more of the high-end models, because with Taylors it kind of like goes into like leaps of 100, so kind of like the entry models are kind of like 114 for example, and then it goes to 214, 314 and so forth, and then the 614 is definitely one of the more higher up models. Not 100% sure if they always come with maple, I don't think so, but this one does come with maple. Yeah, it's you can really tell that it is one of the more high-end models because it definitely feels and does sound as such. But we've got an all solid wood construction, solid spruce top, which I assume is Sitka spruce. Kind of a little bit difficult to find the correct specs of this model, this being a limited edition model from 23 years old, but a very fine looking piece of spruce, or two pieces of spruce right there. And then some flame maple back and sides, like I said, also really beautiful looking, obviously also solid. Also got some very cool binding going on, which is made out of wood. I'm guessing that on the top you've got like a mix between rosewood and maple, like some multi-layer binding. Outer layers are then that darker rosewood, and then the inner layers are some maple layers. And then on the back you just got the darker wood, which again I assume is rosewood. Also got, unfortunately, quite a big of a boo-boo right here. That's also why it is not as expensive, this being used obviously, but that is a very unfortunate, yeah, almost like a gash. It's not even a ding anymore, it's like not the finest type of damage that you want to see. Definitely would recommend, if you do decide to purchase this very fine Taylor, to get that looked at. It is stable, so wouldn't worry too much about that in the near future, but definitely, you know, would definitely not hurt to like get that looked at, just so that you know. But it doesn't cause any problems for now. It plays just fine. It doesn't, you know, doesn't crack like any further or anything like that. So for now we are good. Also got a very high-end pickup. This is actually a Fishman acoustic pickup, the Prefix pickup. Prefix stereo blender with your Taylor logo also right there, which is actually a very high-end pickup. If you were to buy this like now by itself, they are quite expensive, like multiple hundreds of euros or dollars. So yeah, this is definitely one of the more high-end type of pickups. Got a notch filter, notch control right here. Got your volume, and then some EQ controls, and also a blend control. I'm guessing that you've got like an onboard microphone, maybe like on the inside. I'm not too familiar with acoustic guitar pickups, but this assumably is a very fine acoustic guitar pickup. Also then got a phase switch over here, and then a light indicator for your battery. Got this very nice looking rosette made out of abalone, and then a rosewood bridge with some ebony bridge pins with the abalone dot inlays over here on the top. Got what appears to be a new bone saddle, or like a Graphtec saddle over here, and then you plug it in over here at the end pin. Moving on to the neck, that is what appears to be a one-piece maple neck, except for the headstock. Taylor has this very unique headstock type of construction, or what's it called? It does have a name. Can't quite come with the name right now. But if I flip it over, you can see like it has this teeth type of a construction, so hopefully you can see that in the light. So the headstock is then attached like so. It looks very cool, and I assume that it's also extremely stable. That is definitely one of those type of features that you only see on certain Taylor guitars. Not 100% sure if they still do that with the modern models, because again, we are not the Taylor dealers, but I've seen that before. And yeah, it's again very unique. As for the profile, definitely just kind of like a medium size and shape. So a C profile, nicely rounded and not too big and not too thin. Just overall a very fine feeling and playing neck. Rosewood fingerboard with some very pretty inlays, also made out of abalone. Also very much like unique Taylor design. And then we've got what appears to be like a new bone or a Graphtec nut. So that is a very nice and reliable nut. Also then your Taylor headstock overlay with your logo, also done in abalone, and your wooden trussware cover. And then on the back we've got the original Grover Røde tuners in gold. And then the last thing to mention, also comes with its original hard shell case, so you really get the full package with this very fine Taylor acoustic guitar from the year 2002. Apart from this quite unfortunate boo-boo, it is actually in a very fine shape. Very unfortunate that that just so had to happen, but like I said, it plays and sounds really great as is, so wouldn't worry too much about that as of now, but definitely recommend getting that looked at. But we will leave that to the future buyer of this very fine Taylor acoustic guitar. So very cool guitar. See what it sounds like, but first, if you're interested in this used Taylor 614 CE from the year 2002 limited edition model with some very beautiful flame maple back and sides, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of cool acoustic guitars like these, cool electrics, bass guitars even, all of that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's see what this used Taylor 614 CE limited edition from the year 2002 sounds like. Going to be playing you some chords and then some fingerstyle playing so that you can get a good impression of what this very cool limited edition Taylor from 2002 sounds like. So let's move on to that part and let's take it for a spin.